What is good, YouTube team, Ultimate Physique Coach, anyone out there who's watching? Another day, another gym in London, and we are 0 for 2. I don't know what it is here, and no offense to anyone out there who lives in the UK. The gym scene in central London is not so great. So if you're a bodybuilder, or anyone that likes to train in a decent gym, let me know where the hell to train around London. Because it seems to me like all the gyms that you want to train at are nowhere near London. So anyway, it means we're going to go adventure on the weekend. But during the week, we need a good spot to train. Anyway, this is, I guess, a couple episodes deep into the Pro series now, which is very exciting. We just booked our flights to Poland. My IFBB Pro contract to compete at the Everest Games in Poland was accepted. Feels kind of weird to say. But we're all sorted. Accommodation sorted. My coach Dean, his wife Lizzie are coming along. My beautiful partner Gabrielle accompanying me for the wild ride that we called life. And we're going to be in Poland. So weird. Anyway, we're going to be there for 5 days, which is kind of exciting to do a pro show for the first time because the format is a little different. So if you've competed in any federation, typically you have like a 24-hour weigh-in or check-in, and you just kind of sign up for the show and do your thing. This one, you have to apply, you have to get approved, you have to sign a contract, you have to abide by the rules of the contract. If you pull out, if you do anything outside of the contract, you get fined, you get banned, that's crazy. But it's a 48-hour check-in process. So it'll be a Sunday night show, which is gonna be different for me, and it's a Friday night check-in. So we have athlete meeting, we have check-in, we have media night, all that fun stuff on the Friday. We land in Poland in the morning. Then we've got Saturday to kind of just chill, which is gonna be nice for the first time to be able to actually carve up between checking in weigh-ins and the show. We can just kind of chill out Saturday, get ready for Sunday, and then it's a full day of competing on Sunday. So I think it's kind of get there in the morning, tan, all that fun stuff, and then I'm not on stage till the evening. But either way, it's gonna be really cool. So I'll post a link on my Instagram and even on the YouTube video, you guys will see it, but it'll be a live stream for that, and hopefully we'll get as much content as we can as well. But it's gonna be wicked. The show looks good, the venue looks crazy, and for anyone who's competed in Australia, you know how, the pump-up area, the kind of backstage area sometimes is a bit hit and miss. From what I've seen in this one, it's like a proper gym. So it's like Olympia level quality, which is awesome. So anyway, kicking off today's session, lower body, day 1, and only for the week, in a random gym somewhere in London. So we'll see how we go. Leg extensions done. My legs are absolutely buckled. So we're gonna see how leg press goes. I'll squat after this for 1 set. But man, it's interesting trying to find a gym, trying to train in different spots, maintaining the same level of effort. Certainly tricky, especially when equipment isn't the best, but we make do with what we've got. It's kind of in the theme of this journey is we do what we can, where we can, when we can. So 2 sets leg press, 10 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 reps in reserve. Not trying to bury myself here because I'm absolutely wrecked. Like another 2 weeks of hard training before we get ready for the show. So trying to maintain as much energy as I have to make it to the show. So we'll see how we get on. But anyway, we'll see how this feels. Might be a warm up, might be a work set, we'll see.
I'm shining, natural, early, good timing, all head like 30, still got it. FLOAT, I'm slow, baby, on my toes. We could book a flight, we can drive down the coast. Let's go, let's go, let's go. FLOAT, I'm slow, but it's the nice that she's saying she cold. We can keep it local.
do. Two sets of leg press done and dusted. It's the first time I've done leg press in a couple of weeks because like everywhere we've trained either hasn't had a leg press or it's been a random one, so it's nice to do it even though it wasn't the best one. On to Smith squats. This is my last like compound movement, so one hard set here. Probably get to 3 plates today, see how this feels. Again, just for one hard set, 6 to 10 reps before some hamstrings and calves, maybe a little abs to finish off. But I think like this trip, the last couple of months, just in general, has really taught me how to be resilient and how to be adaptable in certain circumstances. Because I think as a bodybuilder, it's very easy to get stuck, not even stuck, but like establish a routine and like fall to pieces when that routine isn't there. Where I think the routine is like in here and it's the things you do on a daily basis. So like training in a specific gym with specific equipment or whatever, while it is great, it's not the end of the world. You can certainly train with less than ideal situations or circumstances. So for us, like, we've been traveling so much, so the likelihood of us being in one spot for more than a couple of weeks or a month or so is very low. So as long as I'm training hard enough, I'm using the same exercises or variations that I would in my programming framework, it doesn't matter. I think in terms of hypertrophy, it really doesn't matter as long as you're training hard enough, eating adequate food, doing all the right things, recovering enough. So as long as we're training hard, as long as we're recovering enough, which is difficult at the moment, we're good. So I think it's a little bit of a test for me as well. Like it's such a weird mindset going into like my first pro show and not having like a really structured routine with like where we're training and what we're doing. But I think that's part of the fun as well because we're training in some cool gyms in London. We're going to go over to Poland. We've got some cool gyms to train in Poland, and then wherever else we end up in the world. So either way, it's part of the journey, part of the fun. So last warm up here, and then I'll get into my working set. So see how this one feels. That was hard. Jesus. Very happy with that. Despite how frazzled I am, that felt really good. So, hamstring curls to finish. And then we are outie. All right, squats done. Actually felt really good. What did I get, 10 reps? Yes, 10 reps, 2.5 plates aside, very controlled, very deep, very quad dominant. So I move on to hamstrings, hamstring curls now, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Again, like the objective of this last couple of weeks of training is really just enough to maintain tissue. I'm not trying to destroy myself, and I think this is a trap so many people fall into in an effort to try and do more, to try and change their physique in some meaningful way, like a week out, 2 weeks out from a show, and end up just doing more damage or more harm than good. So for me, it's enough training to keep us recovered to an extent, enough training to maintain as much tissue as possible, and really just walk the physique to stage that we had previously. Probably going to come in a little bit leaner, a little bit bigger, because we've got some fun stuff that we're doing, and we've got extra weight on the weight cap. But other than that, it's just doing enough to get the job done and be just as good as we were, maybe a margin or 2 better. So we do what we do. Anyway, I'll jump into this, aiming for 8 to 12 reps, see how we feel. Nice. 3 sets of hamstring curls in the books. I actually felt really good. I haven't done a lying leg curl in so long. I feel like all the gyms we've trained at the last couple of weeks only had seated leg curls, which is weird because most gyms don't have seated leg curls. So, lying leg curl, which is more short and bias. That one was pretty nice. It did have a pretty steep drop off, so it actually was pretty sort of mid-biased. It had a big stretch at the bottom. So, nice to get that one done. Now to wrap this up, we're gonna go abs. We'll have a muck around with this, but I do want to get a little bit more oblique action in on this time, because there's one thing that I've not really trained a lot of, and probably something I need to work on as well, especially for a lot of my side poses, like those comparison rounds where we're really trying to twist down and show those obliques and make that waist look nice and sharp. So I'm probably gonna go some leg raises on here, and then either like a crunch variation or just some sort of sit-up variation, whatever we kind of get access to, but I'll show you guys how it looks. Ooh-wee, that burns. Oh my God, that is pathetic. Fuck. It is so true that we avoid things that we need the most, especially when it comes to training. And I laugh when clients say that to me, like, oh, I really hate training this, and then like they have a lagging muscle group and it's because they hate training it and they avoid it. For me, I think abs is one of those things that like I fucking hate training because it's so hard. So I avoid it, which makes it even harder, and then it becomes a lagging area. So, this is me putting that to the universe, and you guys can hold me accountable. I will train abs more frequently, at least 2-3 times a week potentially, and that's going to be my best body part moving into my pro competition era of this life. But anyway, I think that's us done. 2 sets of abs, supersetted to finish. Not bad. Abs look okay. So that'll wrap up this session until we find a better gym. I will see you guys probably from the home gym. I think we've locked in home gym for the next couple of weeks. Just get it done, do what we can before we head off to Poland, and then we can worry about gyms after that because there's too much sticking around. I don't have the energy for it. So until next time, guys, if you get any value from the content at all, it means the world to me if you like, comment, share, most importantly, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in our next session.